Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coding Hives. This is Rasina with you. In today's video, we are going to learn about one of the important concepts in object-oriented programming in Python, that is inheritance. So by the end of this video, you will understand what is meant by inheritance, how it works in Python, and why it is useful in building flexible and organized code. So I will explain this concept with simple examples. So first, what is meant by this inheritance? In programming, inheritance means that one class can inherit properties and methods from another class. You can think of it as a parent-child relationship between classes. So here the parent class, we can say it also as a base class, has properties and behaviors. Here behaviors means methods, okay, and the child class, we can also say it as derived class, inherits these properties and behaviors from the parent class. So inheritance help us to reuse the code and reduce duplication. For example, let's say we have different type of animals like dogs and cats. They all share some common traits, right? Like having a name and making sounds. So instead of rewriting these traits for each type of animal, we can create a general animal class. Then we can create some specific classes like dog and cat that inherit from animal. Okay. So we will try to implement a basic code for inheritance. Okay. So first we will create a base class named animal. Okay. So this is my base class, and this class will be having two things. Like the first one is an attribute called name. Okay. So which will store the animal's name. So here I can use a function, our constructor. Um, so here I am passing name of name of the animal, maybe a cat or dog or something like that. So here I'm writing self dot name equal to name. Inside this animal class, I'm going to write a method speak. Okay. So here also the argument is self, right? We know like whatever function we are writing inside a class, the first argument will be self. Instead of self, we can use some other name, which is okay, but it is good to keep with the self. Okay. So here I can print some common message like print common message like this animal makes sound. Okay. So here we define a class, base class called animal, and in the init method we set up an attribute name that stores the name of the animal. Okay. We also define a speak function which for now just prints a general message or a common message like this animal makes sound. So this is our base class. Now we are going to implement a derived class. Okay. So here I am planning to derive two classes like one is dog and one is cat. Okay. So here we want dog and cat to inherit the name attribute and the speak method from this animal class. But also we want to have each class to have its own attributes. Okay. I mean its own unique behavior. So here I am writing a derived class named dog, which is derived from this base class. Okay. So this is the way we can derive a class. Okay. So here the class name which we want to derive, we need to mention in the parenthesis. Okay. So here I have a function like speak. Then I can print. I can use an f string like I will say that self dot name says. Okay, so this is a message printing in speak. Now I am going to define my second class. I mean second derived class. Here the class name is cat, and this is also deriving from animal. And here also I have a function this with the same name as the base class. But here this is cat, right? So I can change something like meow. Okay. Now I will explain again. This dog and cat are subclasses of animal. This means they can inherit all the properties and methods from this animal class. Noticed that we used animal class as a parameter, right? Here when defining dog and cat. So this tells Python that these classes are inheriting from animal. Okay. Now both dog and cat override the speak method in animal class. Okay. Instead of that common message, like we mentioned here the common message, right? So instead of that, here they are using their own unique message. Like now, let us create an instance of dog and cat to see the inheritance in action. Okay. So here I am going to create an object. For example, dog1 equal to dog of. So here I need to pass the name, dog name. For example, I am passing a name Buddy. Now we will make an object of cat. So that is cat. And here I'm giving my cat name Minu. Okay. So now we know how to access a method from a class, right? Using dot operator. So I can use dog1 dot speak. Okay. The same for cat1 dot speak. Now we will run this code. You can see we are getting the message something like Buddy says oof and Minu says meow, right? So here we create an instance of dog called dog1 with the name Buddy, and we create an instance of cat called cat1 and with the name of Minu, right? So when we call dog1.speak, it calls the speak method in the dog class, okay? And when we call the speak from cat, it will invoke the method from that class, okay? So here this example shows how this dog and cat classes both inherited the name attribute from animal, but each of these classes have its own version. I mean the speak function is entirely different, right? The message is entirely different. Now I will explain why inheritance is useful. The first thing we can say it is code reusability. Like with inheritance, we don't need to repeat code. Like we only defined name and speak once in animal, right? But both dog and cat can use them. And it is easier to maintain. If we need to make a change to the name attribute or add new methods in the future, we only need to change it in the animal class. And the dog and cat will automatically inherit the updated version. And the third point we can say clear organization. Like inheritance help us to group related classes together and organize code better. So we can define common behavior in base class and specify unique behaviors in each separate subclass. Okay. So now I will try to expand our code a little bit more. For example, I want to add a new subclass. Okay. So here I am going to add a new subclass like bird. So this is also inheriting from animal, and I'm copying this thing here like the same speak function I'm using, but only the content is changing. Okay. So here our bird says tweet. We can make it tweet, right? So here I'm making the change like this, and here I can create an instance or object bird1 equal to bird of, then we can give a name tweety. Okay. Now I can call this function bird1 dot then speak, right? So you can see we will get that also here. Tweety waits tweet, right? That's it for today's video. I hope you understand what is meant by inheritance and the working, how we can invoke the functions in the derived class. Okay, so now I will make a quick recap what we learned till now. So first one is inheritance. Inheritance allows one class to inherit attributes and methods from another. Okay, and then we used a base class animal and created some specific animal classes like dog and cat and that inherited from it. Then each subclass can override the speak method to have its own unique behavior. Okay, also inheritance help us to make our code reusable, organized and easy to maintain. I hope this video helped you to understand inheritance in Python. So that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.